Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having another great day in this video. I wanted to go through my ASIC miners that I have right now because the video I just did yesterday, I went through my GPU mining rigs just to figure out as of the state of how much these rigs are making or not making. And so I want to do the same thing with my miners here. I just want to go through out in this video just seeing how much these rigs make now, as of right now, at the current state of essentially the profitability of these ASIC miners. And so yeah, pretty easy, but you know, generally most of you guys know that I am basically, whatever I'm mining here, I am basically holding them for long term. Whatever coins I'm yielding right now, I'm holding for long term. So really the profitability that I'm only caring about is if I am losing more than, I don't know, let's say $200, $300, $500 a day off all my rigs, I'll definitely turn them off and decide to buy the coins instead of mining it. Because at that point, yeah, if you're losing a couple $100, sure. If I'm losing like what, $50, $100, you know, maybe that's completely fine, because if you equate the, you know, the fees of transferring from your bank to the exchange and whatnot, I expressed that already in the GPU video profitability yesterday. But in this video, I want to go through my ASICs here and just see how these guys are doing now compared to my GPU mining rigs. Let's go ahead and segue to our sponsor. And wow, it's actually really cold in here. Do you guys find that it's decently cold right now wherever you guys are mining? For me it is. That's why I took out my side panel here, the foam board insulation, so I can let the heat out, because upstairs is pretty cold right now. Let me know if you guys are cool. I guess that's one factor to factor in terms of profitability. Instead of paying money for running, you know, baseboard heaters or your gas furnace, you can run your mining rigs instead to heat up your place, right? That's another thing to consider. Anyways, thanks for today's sponsor.
Established in 2017, OctoMiner is an international mining hardware company. They manufacture and engineer the best mining equipment in the industry and supply rigs to some of the largest mining farms around the world. Their GPU mining rigs also integrate with the top crypto operating systems like HiveOS, MinerStat, and Simple Mining. All parts come with an international 1-year warranty. Exciting news! They will be adding ASIC miners for sale to their website soon and launching a new product built specifically for ASIC home miners. Please visit octominer.com or email support@octominer.com for questions.
Alright guys, so here we are. I have an Excel doc here of all the ASICs that I have currently running in that area that I showed you in the beginning of this video. And also have the price of these miners currently as of October 10th, as of recording this video. And the hash rate, we have the wattage, we have the coin that they mine, also the dollar value that they generate every day before electric and also after electric, and also the yield as well. Okay, but mainly before I get into this document here and show how much I'm making a day with all of these rigs together combined, I wanted to go through first the efficiency of like Cadena A6, the Litecoin ASICs, and also the ETC, Ethereum Classic ASICs, as there are a lot of different models out there, and a lot of people have been asking RedPanda which one is the best Ethereum Classic ASIC out there, or Cadena, or Litecoin, and it's really going to boil down to the efficiency, the watt per hash that these things can mine effectively at your electrical costs, right? Depends on your electrical cost. And obviously right now, I know everything is down, and so profitability is obviously looking pretty dire for a lot, but you know, a lot of ways to look at it, right? It's the bear market, and these types of miners are actually quite down in price. So if you're thinking in the future, right, when things start going back up again, then these types of ASIC miners are going to go back up in price then again. But not financial advice. We're not sure when that's, you know, potentially going to happen, or maybe not happen, right? That's the risk you are willing to take. Okay, so let's just go through the Ethereum Classic ASICs first. Just looking at this chart here, the X41U, the X4 Brick, X4Q, X4, X4C, and wait, I do have a review coming out for this X4Q real soon. You can see here that the watt per hash, that these guys are pretty efficient comparing to all these other ASIC miners out in the market right now, especially I think the iPolo Mini SE just came out. But this has 5.8 gigabytes of VRAM versus the 5 for the Jazz miners, so that's one thing to consider. But with Ethereum Classic, you can still mine with 5 gigabyte up until I think 2028 or so. So still a while away. But looking at the watt per hash here, you can see that this takes about, 0.46 watts per hash. And that's much more efficient than the iPolo Mini SE or all these other ones down here. Just to show you also the notorious Bitmain E9, which is at a 0.8 watt per hash efficiency there. Okay, so just to show you guys the ASIC miners here, I also have like a 3070 down here just to show that comparison, not as efficient as these miners down here. Okay, so freeze frame that, pause the video, you guys can read this if you want. Now, the next one here is Cadena A6. Okay, so now, this is a popular question I get all the time. RedPanda, which Cadena miner is the best one to get? And honestly, if you can even get your hands on one, I don't think many people can anymore, is the Bitmain KA3s. These just came out, and I think they were selling for like, $5,000 or $3,000, whatever, at bitmain.com. But the minimum pre-order, the MOQ, the minimum order quantity to order them, was 100. So I don't know anyone that was able to actually do that, like a residential miner. I'm sure big farms were able to get in on that. But yeah, you can see here that the Bitmain KA3 blows all of the other Cadena miners out of in terms of efficiency. And yeah, the next one would be the KD Lite, KD Max, all the gold shell ones here, which I've never seen. I haven't seen these ones out in the wild that much, or I haven't received one. But I do have a KD Box Pro, actually, the small 2.6 terahash. And yeah, that one I actually do have in my sheet, which we'll talk about in a sec. But that one is, if you're not considering the KA3, then the gold shells would be the next best in terms of efficiency compared to the KA3. But man, the KA3, 166 terahash, that is going to be a monster. So depending on how many of these are actually sold out in the market or how many were manufactured, it's going to raise the difficulty of Cadena, and thus profitability is probably going to go down the dumps. But anyways, guys, freeze frame this if you want. Here's the Cadena list here. I feel like there's more Cadena miners out there, but I think this is the only one that I've realistically seen recently. Okay, then finally for Litecoin or merge mining Dogecoin, a lot of people like to mine Litecoin as well. But obviously, I think everyone knows that the Bitmain L7 is, it's been out for, I think, a year now. And it's still a king in terms of efficiency. It has about 9,500 mega hash on script algo, right? This is script algo. And yeah, 0.36 hash watt per hash efficiency here. And the next best one would be the Gold Shell LT Lite, which I do have, okay? We'll talk about the profitability of this. I am still trying to get my hands on one of these L7s, but I think it's pretty hard, and they do cost more than $10,000 right now, so that's a bit rough. I do have a Mini Doge Pro as well. Okay, so yeah, here's the efficiency of the Litecoin, MergeMine, Dogecoin, ASIC miners. Okay, so that is, I just want to go through that real quick. Now, let's go through my profitability here for the current ASICs that I have. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the little nitty gritty numbers here. You guys can just see it. But what I want to mainly do now is add up all of the, how much these things cost. Okay, and also add up my cost per kilowatt, how much I'm paying, before electric, and also how much I'm making, a day. Okay, so let's first add up all of the prices of these ASIC miners together that are available on the market today that I took out from Gold Shell website, Crypto Miner Bros, Jingle Mining, all these places that sell these stuff. Nobody actually sells the Mini Classics or the Classic Pluses anymore, so that's why I don't have the prices here. But let's just, for example, let me just auto sum all these numbers here. Okay, so I have about, as of right now, okay, as of October 10th, but I didn't receive these on October 10th. These are all worth about $28,000. Okay, 28 grand. Now let's add up how much in terms of the profitability before electric. Okay, so I'll sum this, and so if I had free electric, I would then be making almost $30 a day USD right now. Okay, now let's equate or add up all the minus my electrical cost. Okay, income here. You can see I do have one ASIC miner here, the Gold Shell Mini Doge Pro, that I'm in the negative. Okay, 13 cents. This thing is negative 13 cents a day. But everything else, all the other miners that you see here, I forgot to mention that these are all in profit, but just barely, just barely at 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Anyways, let's add up all this. Okay, and it should equate the minus 13 there. So every day I am generating income of about, 11, oh, sorry, income is going to be $30. But after my electric, right, of course I can expense the electric and everything, is going to be $11.05 a day. So let's just do something here, just a theoretical. Let's times it by 30 days. Okay, so let's do this times 30 days. All right, so just theoretically at the current network hash rate or whatever, all that kind of stuff, all of this together per month, I am getting about $331 a month. All right, if everything were to stay the same. If I had free electric, which obviously I don't, let me add this together, times 30. That's going to be about $885 a day, a month, sorry. All right, so that's times 30, yeah, a month. So yeah, that's pretty low. Now, how long would it take for me to really, get this money back on $28,000 if I were to buy all this stuff now, for example? And so let's just do a funny thing here. This is just theoretical, of course. So let's take this and we're going to divide it by, let's say, even after electric, so $11 a day off all that. Okay, that's going to be 2,553 days to recoup at this current point in time. Obviously this is in days, so in years, let's do equals, I think this divided by 365. That should give me about 7 years to theoretically ROI on 28,000 after electric. That's pretty funny to think about. Do I think I'm gonna get this money back in about 7 years? Honestly, if the Bitcoin cycle comes in the next, like the 4th or 5th Bitcoin cycle coming here in the next, I don't know, couple years, then theoretically, if Bitcoin starts going up, it should start carrying up all these other coins in terms of its price. Yeah, not financial advice. We'll see, right? We'll see if that pans out. That's why I mentioned in the beginning that I am hodling all of these coins here, that, in hopes of the yield that I'm yielding here, that the prices of these coins are going to go up much more, and thus, I'm going to win out later on because I'm yielding. But I'm in profit still, so I'm not really much in loss per se. But, this is my, in terms of taxes, my initial cost basis here, right? $885 or $29 a day that I'm mining all this stuff. Of course, the prices of the coins change all the time. So once you hit from the pool to your own wallet, that's the initial cost basis there, right? That's what I mean by the taxes. You got to pay the taxes on that. But of course, you can expense the electric. So that's why I'm only equating this part here. But anyways, guys, I thought this was a pretty fun thing for me. Actually, I really wanted to do this because I really wanted to have all these rigs in like a spreadsheet here just to see, how much I'm making, just to see if it's actually worth it for me to run this. And yeah, at this point in time, yeah, I'm willing to run all of this right now, to yield all these coins, and then in hopes of in the future that they're going to go up. I'll be willing to pay all this out of pocket for now. I guess my electric, let's see, how much am I spending on electric? So that would be about, let's just do a here minus this one. I would be spending about $554 a month on electric. Yeah, on all of this, on all of these ASIC miners. And I think this is about the same as I would be spending on my GPUs. I think that would be about another, I'm going to say $1,100, $1,200 a month I'm spending on electric for all of my GPUs and now ASIC miners. That's actually pretty funny, but I'm making more than my GPUs, but that makes total sense because these ASIC miners are a lot more efficient than my GPUs currently. Now, am I telling everyone to go out and buy, these ASIC miners for mining? No, right? It's going to depend what you believe that, during this time that these ASIC miners used to cost way more than they are now. Like I remember these V1 minis, like the gold ones, they used to be like $2,000. Like I think 3 months ago, and the Bitmain S19 XP used to be like what, $20,000, and now they're going for $6,700. The Bitmain Antminer E9 I think at one point was like $40,000 for anyone that pre-ordered it at $40,000. Like, oh my god, like all these ASIC miners that we've seen before in the past year were a lot more in price, but that was during the bull run, right? That was during the times when things were really profitable, when they were generating a lot more than what I'm seeing now. But hopefully you guys understand the strategy there of, if you have the cash to potentially invest into mining hardware now in hopes of that the markets do recover, not sure when, right? Timing is definitely everything in a sense, and you're going to have to play that game the way that you think that it's best. And so I'm doing this because obviously I'm the YouTuber, I'm the content creator. I'm going to be obviously documenting my journey here like I've always done on this channel, documenting all this stuff, that whether or not it makes sense for me to keep going or not, that you guys can maybe make your own informed decision, and seeing how things play out on my end as I'm going to be going through all this. So anyways, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts of what I just done here. I think there's probably a couple other calculations I could have done to think about, but theoretically, but I think that's really the gist of everything here. All right, so let me know what you guys think, and also of the efficiency numbers of these ASIC miners. And if I missed any, let me know down below. Okay, I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out.